Pioneer fans, Pioneer men's varsity basketball is live and on the air. It is Pioneer men's varsity basketball taking on the Saline Hornets as we are live from the main gym on the campus of Pioneer High School. As counting down, they just did teacher appreciation, and I apologize, I did not realize, otherwise we would have broadcast that as well. But as the son of a teacher, I'm always very, very grateful for the teams honoring their favorite teachers, and thank you to all you teachers out there and the differences you make in so many people's lives. We are very, very grateful. As we are counting down, 8 minutes, 35 seconds left to go. It is Saline is on the season. 13. Saline has 13 wins and 5 losses. So Saline 13-5. Pioneer is 9-9 on the season now. Taking a look, Saline at the last 5 games, they had a loss versus Skyline. That was at Saline. It was a 67-48 loss to Skyline. Then they beat Monroe. That was an 81-59 win for Saline at home. They went on the road at Bedford and lost that game 54-53. Then they won 2 in a row, beating Dexter at home 47-39. And then they beat Lincoln away. That was a 57-48 win by Saline. Take a look at Pioneer. Pioneer is now 9-9. Taking a look at their last 5 games. They beat Bedford by a score of 56-49 at home. They lost to the Summit Academies. That was at Summit Academy School, 74-36. They lost at Skyline 47-35. They beat Dexter by a score of 54-35, and then beat Lincoln 58-51. So these two teams have played before. That was back on the 24th. That was away at Saline. Saline won that one 57-42. As we will play a few messages from the MHSAA, then we will be right back with your starting lineups, the national anthem, and your opening tip-off. You're watching Pioneer Men's Varsity Basketball, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sports skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
As we're about to head into the national anthem in the starting lineups, as John is about to hop on the public address announcements over across the way. Again, teacher appreciation happened, and it was fantastic. Unfortunately, I did not realize I didn't get the broadcast going quick enough. But thank you to all the teachers out there. We posted a nice picture of it out on Instagram and Twitter. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, as soon as they get the everyone checked in, will be the playing of the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for holding your caps for the playing of the national anthem.
And we'll leave it with John, as we should have starting lineups coming up as both groups gathered around their coaching staff as we're getting ready to hop into the varsity
Good
contest.
evening again, ladies and gentlemen.
In the freshman contest, it was Saline winning 60 to 40, and in the JV, Saline won 47 to 33.
Are pleased to welcome the players, coaches, parents, students, alumni, and fans of the Saline Hornets to tonight's game against your Ann Arbor Pioneers. Let's meet the starting lineups. First for Saline, number 21, junior forward Peyton Wyden. For Pioneer, number 0, senior forward Antonio Christian. For Saline, number 0, junior center Dylan Messman. For Pioneer, number 10, junior forward Nate Freisteller. For the Hornets, number 10, freshman guard Jonathan Sanderson. For Pioneer, number 20, a senior forward Dylan Passernet. For Saline, number 11, senior guard Garrett Baldwin. For the Pioneers, number 11, junior guard Nelson Sampa. And for Saline, number 3, senior guard Zachary Fidich. And for Pioneers, he's a senior, number 35, guard Reed Yuha. The head coach of Saline, Michael Merrick, assisted by Noah Schoen. Pioneers head coach Rich Marion. And the third team on the court tonight, the officials, Mike Gentry, Melvin Wiley, and Melvin Baskin.
As we'll bring that down, getting ready to go. Appreciate John on the public address announcements there. As Freisteller in to tip-off versus Messman right at center court. Passing it to the near side for Pioneer. Over there with Baldwin, that tip back as Sampa tries to get it over, as Pasternak has it over to Sampa. Pioneer with the ball first over half court. Sampa in there working against Sanderson. Sampa moves it over to Juhas on the near wing and gets it back. Sampa just about 6 feet inside of half court. Freisteller on the far wing. Freisteller hands off to Sampa. Sampa to the free throw line, puts up a floater. That one just short out of bounds. That will be Hornet ball as Saline will inbound baseline left. 7:36 left to go here in the first. Scoreless so far. As Sanderson brings it ahead over half court for Saline. Sampa picks him up there. Gets a screen from Messman. As that ball moved over by Feidig. Feidig Top of the key now moves over to Baldwin. Baldwin down the far side of the paint. Bounce pass, puts it up to Sanderson, who puts it in that off the back of the rim. Sanderson gets the rebound, puts up a three-pointer. That wouldn't go, rattled around and popped out. Here comes Sampa for Pioneer. Sampa on the far sideline, scoreless so far. Into the near corner for Juhas. Juhas sends it on the near wing over for Pasternak. Pasternak over to Sampa on the far wing. Now Juhas, top of the key. And dribbling, trying to get to the free throw line. Juhas backs off, gets it to Sampa on the far sideline. Sampa gets a screen from Christian, comes top of the key over Pasternak for three. That off the back of the rim. Here comes Saline the other direction. Sanderson has it on the far wing. Scoreless so far. Sanderson spins, kicks it back over to Wyden. Now into the paint is Messman. Messman puts it up off glass, off the front of the rim. Pasternak with the rebound. Pioneer the other direction. 6:25 left to go here in the first. Scoreless so far. Juhas on the near wing with Baldwin in front of him. Moves it over to Pasternak. Now Freisteller on the far sideline. Freisteller comes into the paint. Now puts it up, and that's going to be a travel. Saline's ball. 6:12 left to go here in the first. Wyden inbound, baseline left for the Hornets. As Wyden gets it into Feidig. Over half court, bounce pass over on the near wing, over to Sanderson. Sanderson comes down the baseline, fires it all the way into the far corner. Three-pointer by Feidig, who puts it in. Feidig with 3 points. That is the first points of the game. Fittich, sorry. As that ball over, 3-0, Saline with the lead. Over to Freisteller on the near wing. Now back over to Pasternak on the far wing. Juhas has it in the far corner. Juhas gets it to the free throw line, over to Sampa on the near wing. Sampa works his way around the arc. Steps back, fires it over to Freisteller. Freisteller over to Pasternak on the near wing. Pasternak gets a screen from Christian, gets it over to Sampa on the near wing. Bounce pass to Christian on the baseline, puts it up and puts it in. Christian with his first points. As Saline has it over on the far sideline. Hold away. Here comes Pasternak. Pioneer down by 1. 3-2. Pasternak puts it up, rolls around. Popped out. Pasternak with his own rebound gets it. Sampa for three, and he hits it. Sampa nails it from the far sideline. He has 3, and it's now Pioneer 5 and Saline 3. 4:45 left to go here in the first. As bringing ahead Sanderson for the Hornets. Messman puts up a three-pointer. Messman hits it as he has 3. 8-3. Saline with the 5-point lead. Working his way around Juhas, top of the key, moves it over to Pasternak. Pasternak over to Juhas on the near wing. Juhas and to wake his way around the arc to the free throw line. Gets it over to Freisteller. Freisteller over to Pasternak. Back over, Sampa for 3. Sampa and off the rim, comes over to the near side. Bringing it ahead is Baldwin. Baldwin for Saline, moves it over to Sanderson on the near wings. Saline with the 1-point lead, 6-5. Messman puts it up off the back of the rim, pulled down by Pasternak. Collision underneath the basket. That's going to be a foul. As Feidig picks up the foul. Bringing ahead, Sampa has it top of the key, kicks that over to Juhas. Juhas to Freisteller, then gets it back. Bounce pass underneath in the paint to Christian. Christian puts it up off glass, little left hook, off glass and in. Christian has 4 points, and it's Pioneers 7 and Saline 6. Saline brings ahead, Sanderson over half court on the far wing. Sanderson has Sampa watching him. Now Baldwin with the three-pointer. That off the glass to the far side, but a finger roll up and in by Sanderson. Sanderson with his first points of the game. 8-7, Saline with the lead into the near corner for Juhas. Gets it to Christian on the baseline. Christian puts up 8-footer. That off the rim, pulled down the other direction. Sanderson for Saline down the far sideline. Pioneer up or down by 1, 8-7. Saline with the lead. As that kicked over, racing down Baldwin from the far side of the paint off the back of the rim. Pulled down by Sampa. Sampa ahead for Pioneer. Freisteller into the far corner. Pasternak for three. That one a little long. Rebound by Baldwin coming the other direction for Saline. Baldwin hands it off to Sanderson just inside of half court. Saline with the ball, 2:40 left to go. And tipped away. Here comes Pioneer the other direction. Uhas into the paint, puts up a finger roll. That goes in. Uhas with his first points of the game. He has two. Pioneer 9 and Saline 8. Sanderson with the ball for Saline comes top of the key. Sanderson over on the far wing, down the far side of the paint, puts it up, out of bounds. Pioneer brings in Miles Powell as well as Mutinda. Pioneer 9, Saline 8. Saline to inbound, baseline right, 2:20 left to go here in the first. All the way back, Messman gets it before it goes over half court. Moves it over to Sanderson on the far sideline. Sanderson top of the key, back over Messman for three as that hit the rim off the glass, but a whistle as Mutinda picks up his first foul. That is going to be shooting three. So Messman to the line shooting three. He has an opportunity to give Saline a 2-point lead if he can hit all three. Messman dribbles the ball, bends the knees, puts it up, and off the front of the rim. Two more coming. One foul on Pioneer, one foul on Saline this half. Second shot for Messman is up, and nothing but net on that one. Messman with the three-pointer now has 4 points with that free throw. We're all knotted up at 9 apiece. Messman trying to put Saline with a 1-point lead. Third shot is up and good. Messman with 5 points. It's now Saline 10, Pioneer 9. Sampa brings it ahead on the near wing. Bounce pass to Uhas, gets it back underneath on the baseline as Mutinda puts it. Gets blocked from behind as he was underneath the basket trying to go up. Messman knocked it away. As that is going to be Pioneer's ball. They will inbound baseline left. Rogers in for Saline. Sampa underneath his own basket. Trying to get to Mutinda. That pulled away by Feidig. Feidig up the other direction for Saline. Top of the key. Hands it off to Sanderson on the far wing. Sanderson just inside of half court. Moves it over to Baldwin. Baldwin into the paint. Dishes it off. Messman for three. And off the front of the rim. Pulled down by Uhas. Saline 10. Pioneer 9. 1:39 left to go here in the first. Sampa for Pioneer. On the far sideline, Sampa comes top of the key, works his way around the arc, gets it over to Freisteller. Freisteller puts up 10-footer. That one just off the rim, pulled down. Here comes Rogers the other direction for Saline. Rogers has Uhas watching him as he's just inside of half court. Rogers moves it over to Messman. Messman spins in the paint, puts it up. Off the rim, pulled down as that hit the back of the rim. Here comes Sampa the other direction for Pioneer. Down by 1:06 left to go. Sampa dishes it underneath the Messman and in, or Mutinda. Mutinda puts it in for Pioneer. Under a minute left to go. Pioneer 11, Saline 10. As Sanderson has it over half court, moves it over to Rogers on the far sideline. Uhas watching Rogers. That over to Feidig into the near corner. Now Sanderson coming down the far baseline. Gets it underneath. That up and in. Put in there by that was Messman, excuse me. Sorry, it looked like an 8 for me for a second. Mutinda trying to put it up and blocked from behind. 30 seconds left to go. Saline with the 12-11 lead. And brought ahead as Baldwin skies it back over to Feidig. Feidig on the near elbow into the near corner. Racing down with it is Baldwin down the baseline as that collision underneath. Sampa trying to get to it. Baldwin down on the ground. Sampa picks up his first foul, 2 on Pioneer, 1 on Saline. 16 seconds left to go here in the first. Saline up 12-11. As Bennett has it over to Feidig on the near wing. Feidig calling out signals. Feidig on the near sideline. And working against Powell. Feidig into the near corner for Rogers. Rogers down the baseline underneath. Delaney trying to pull it away. That will do it for the end of the first. as it is Saline 12, Pioneer 11. Let's play a little push on, and we will be right back with your second period action. Saline is up 12-11 here at the end of the first quarter. Taking a look so far for Pioneer, Christian has 4 points, 3 points for Sampa, 2 for Mutsinda, 2 for Juhas. On the other side, it's 7 for Messman, as he has a 3-pointer, 2 free throws, and 2 points. 3-pointer for Feidig and a 2 points for Sanderson. Saline's ball, as they'll have it inbounding right in front of us on the near sideline. 8 minutes up on the clock. Baldwin to inbound right in front of us. Gets it to Sanderson. Sanderson over half court for Saline. Sanderson over on the near wing. Gets it over to Feidig. Feidig coming around with it. Feidig over on the far sideline for Sanderson. Sanderson top of the key. Sanderson down the near side of the paint. That put up and in by Bennett. Bennett with his first points of the game. Burnett, sorry. And in along the near wing is Lyle. Lyle kicks it top of the key. And over, Powell gets it back to Lyle. Lyle works his way around the paint, kicks it back over to Sampa. Sampa over to Strauss on the far sideline. Strauss back to Sampa, right on the block A at center. Moved over top of the key for Strauss for Pioneer. Pioneer down by 3, 14-11. Saline with the lead. 7:13 left to go before halftime. Sampa has it top of the key. Sampa working against Sanderson. Looking to get a screen from Delaney. That kicked over to Delaney. Bounce pass in the paint. Trying to put it up. That pulled down on the far sideline. Powell with it. Back over to Lyle. Lyle coming down the far side of the paint. Puts it up high off glass. Pulled down by Feidig. Here comes Saline the other direction. Underneath. Knocked away as Burnett had it just underneath the basket. Pioneer able to quickly knock that away. I believe that was Powell who tipped it out, not allowing the easy basket. Sanderson inbound on the far sideline. 3-point lead for the Hornets. Top of the key for Sanderson, trying to dish it underneath the Burnett. Burnett over back to Sanderson for 3. Off the rim, falls off to the far side. Delaney trying to keep it in bounds. Can't quite do it. That will be Saline ball, as they'll inbound baseline left. 6:37 left to go here in the second. As that moved over to Feidig in the paint. Feidig over on the far wing for Burnett. Burnett all the way over on the near wing to Feidig. Feidig down the baseline, kicks that back over to Rogers. Rogers running down the baseline from the near side. 6:22 left to go. Sanderson in the near corner for Saline. Sanderson puts up a 3, that off the side of the rim, pulled down. Pioneer the other direction, 14-11. Saline with the lead. Sampa for Pioneer, just over half court, gets a screen from Delaney. Sampa down the far side of the paint, and stolen away as here comes Saline the other direction. Rogers over half court for Saline. Coming down, Sanderson down the baseline. That move, top of the key, over to Baldwin for 3. And off the back of the rim, pulled down. Baldwin now on the far side of the paint, over to Sanderson in the far corner for 3. Sanderson, he nails it, nothing but net, and that's 5 points for Sanderson. 17-11, Saline with the 6-point lead. Strauss, top of the key, over to Lyle on the far wing for Pioneer. Lyle over to Powell. Powell has it. Now comes top of the key on the far elbow. Back over to Sampa on the far sideline. Lyle in the far corner. Moves it over to Strauss on the far wing. 5:20 left to go. As that is going to be a foul on Strauss. Strauss or Delaney? It's not going to be Burnett. That's going to be Delaney. So Delaney picks up his first foul. 3 on Pioneer, 1 on Saline. Saline with the 6-point lead. Messman has it on the near wing for Saline. Rockets it over to Baldwin. Now Sanderson on the far sideline. Rogers, top of the key, comes down the far wing. Gets it back over to Baldwin, now in the near corner to Feidig. Down the baseline, Messman puts it up and in. Messman with 9 points. He has the lead for all scores, 19-11, 8-point lead by Saline. And flipped over to Uhas. Top of the key to Strauss. Back to Uhas coming around the arc. Bounce pass to Christian on the far base side of the baseline. Back over to Miles Powell at the free throw line. Moved over to Strauss down the far side. The paint put up off glass. Little long, trying to pull down Christian. Strauss has his own rebound. Into the near corner, Miles Powell puts up a three. And off the rim, tipped by Messman. Saline has it, corralled by Baldwin. 4:20 left to go here before halftime. 19-11, Saline with the lead and the ball. Sanderson has it top of the key. Comes down the near side of the paint, dishes off into the near corner for three. And hitting it is Feidig. Feidig, his second three-pointer of the game. He has 6 points, 22-11. 11-point lead by Saline. 30-second timeout for Pioneer. Let's play a little push on. Try and get Pioneer fired up. Get you fired up. Get everybody fired up. Pioneer cheer team down to our right, trying to get the Pioneer fans fired up. Student crowd coming in, a little late arriving, but they have a good fan base over across the way for Pioneer. Lots of good folks in here. Christian has it for Pioneer. Over to Pasnick on the far sideline. Underneath the Freisteller, up and in. Freisteller with his first points of the game. He has 2. Pasnick with the assist. Saline has the lead, 22-13. 9-point lead for Saline as Sanderson has it on the far sideline. Top of the key, moved over to Messman on the far wing. Messman hands it off to Sanderson. Back to Messman, top of the key. Messman now dribbles down the near side of the paint. Spins with it in the lane, puts it up off the front of the rim. Christian with the rebound. Here comes Pioneer. Uhas over half court. Over to Freisteller on the near wing. Into the near corner for Miles Powell. 3:17 left to go. Pasnick on the far sideline. 22-13, Saline with the lead. Freisteller on the near wing. Freisteller dribbling around. Now comes top of the key, moves it over to Uhas on the far sideline. Uhas approaches the arc underneath to Christian, who puts it in. Oh, sat on the rim and fell off the front of the rim. Under 3 minutes left to go. Saline with the ball in the 9-point lead. Sanderson, top of the key, working against Uhas. Sanderson steps back, now trying to come down into the far elbow. Moves it over and dished off. Three-pointer off the rim by Feidig, pulled down as Sanderson over to Messman. There's a three-pointer by Rogers from straight on, pulled down by Christian. 2:30 left to go here in the second. Miles Powell gets underneath the basket, now puts it over to Uhas on the near wing. And fired up, three-pointer wouldn't go down. Messman with the rebound. 22-13, Saline with the 9-point lead with 2:15 left to go before halftime. Feidig brings it over half court for the Hornets. Out to watch him is Miles Powell. Bounce pass over on the near wing over to Sanderson. Sanderson works his way around the arc to the top of the key. Now comes back towards half court. Uhas watching Sanderson. Sanderson calls out signals. He gets a screen from Messman. Sanderson spins, comes to the near side, fires it from the near elbow, and fills it up. Nothing but net on that one. Sanderson with 7 points, and it's 24-13, 11-point lead for Saline. Freisteller for Pioneer at the near elbow. Hands it off to Miles Powell. Miles Powell underneath to Christian, up off the glass and in. Christian with 6 points.
Full timeout called by Saline.
Full timeout called by Saline. Pioneer has it down to 9, 24-15. Saline with the lead, 1:35 left to go here before halftime. As let's play a quick message from the MHSAA.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
1 minute, 35 seconds left to go here before halftime. 24-15. Saline with the lead. They called the full timeout. Again, the cheer team over to our right, trying to get the Pioneer fans all fired up and trying to give their energy over to the Pioneer team. Pioneer in their home white jerseys. Pioneer block lettering on the front, purple numbers on the front and back. Saline in their dark blue jerseys with the yellow trim. Saline in block lettering on the front. Sanderson over half court for Saline, just inside. And comes over on the far sideline. Uhas watching him there. Gets a screen from Baldwin and moves it over to Feidig. Feidig working his way around the arc, down, kicks it off. Now over to Sanderson for three. And from way downtown, Sanderson hits it. As he has 10 points, it's now 27-15, 12-point lead by Saline. Uhas has it for Pioneer at the near elbow. Spins with it, picks up the dribble, gets it back to Freisteller. Now Pasternak on the far wing. Pasternak down into the paint, back over to Freisteller on the near wing. Freisteller over, Pasternak for three, and he nails it, drains it, rattles home. As Pasternak now has 3 points, and it's back to a 9-point lead by Saline, 27-18. As Sanderson in no hurry, 36 seconds left to go here before halftime. Saline playing for the last opportunity. Baldwin on the near wing, skies it over to Sanderson on the far sideline. Uhas providing tight coverage there. Moved back over to Baldwin just inside of half court. Freisteller watching him into the near corner as that's moved by wide and back over to Sanderson just inside of half court. Timeout called with 11 seconds left to go. Saline calls a 30-second timeout. 3 fouls on Pioneer, 1 on Saline. It's been a very clean first half. Very, very few fouls. For Pioneer, Sampa has a foul, Mutinda has a foul, and Delaney has a foul. On the other side, it's Feidig with a single foul on Saline. So no one in any close trouble for foul trouble at this point in the game. Saline will have 11.7 seconds left to try and get this shot off and try and put it back to a double-digit lead before halftime. We will have your intermission scoreboard report at halftime. We'll go over the players' score lines and more, as well as messages from the MHSAA. Feidig has it on the near sideline. Feidig gets it back over to Sanderson in the backcourt, bringing it for Saline down the far sideline. Uhas picks him up there, screen as Sanderson dishes it underneath, pulled away, 3 seconds left. Here comes Pioneer, Miles Powell for three, and he had to shoot that quick, just went off to the near side. At the end of the first half, it is Saline 27, Pioneer 18. Let's talk about the score lines for each player so far. Christian leads the way, Antonio Christian for Pioneer with 6 points, 3 points for Sampa, 3 points for Pasternak, 2 points for Mutinda, 2 points for Uhas, and 2 points for Freisteller. On the other side, it's Sanderson with 10 points. That on two two-pointers and 2 3-pointers. Messman has 9 points. It's 6 points for Feidig and 2 points for Burnett. And that's where we're at. Saline 27 and Pioneer 18. Now let's put it together for the Pioneer cheer team, as we'll let them carry the audio for a little bit now. Excellent job, as always, by the Pioneer cheer team. We'll step away, play some messages from the MHSAA. You're watching Pioneer Men's Varsity Basketball, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Time for our intermission scoreboard report. Take a look at this last week in SEC Red play. Back on February 16th, it was Skyline beating Dexter by a score of 68-44. Temperance Bedford beat Monroe 63-47. It was Saline beating Ypsilanti Lincoln 57-47. On February 18th, it was overtime as Walled Lake Northern beat Dexter by a score of 51-49. Other games going on today. Skyline is at Huron. Dexter is hosting Monroe, and Temperance Bedford is hosting Ypsilanti Lincoln. Take a look at SEC White play, as hopefully it didn't go too far. Still on red. Please choose white. There we go. Joy of the internet. It was Jackson beating Battle Creek Lakeview 74-54. It was Pinckney beating South Line 57-38. Tecumseh beat Adrian by a score of 59-45. Other games going on today. Adrian hosts Ypsilanti Community and Chelsea hosts Jackson. Well, keep your eyes on the MHSAA.com, as we know that Pioneer is in the district that will be playing over at Lincoln, over at Ypsilanti Lincoln. So I haven't seen any announcements as far as the official schedule yet. I'll take a look at the brackets, and as soon as we do, we will tweet those out. We will have an audio broadcast of the Pioneer men's hockey playoff game. That will be tomorrow at 5 o'clock from Brighton. We will not have a video stream due to fees involved, but we will have an audio broadcast, so you can always tune in. We'll have that right at arborbroadcasting.com. We'll put that on the main page, as well as, of course, if you go to the Pioneer Men's Hockey page, we'll put that audio broadcast towards the top of the page, and I'll do my best to paint a nice picture for you of the game. We have about 1 minute 50 seconds left. Let's play just a few more messages from the MHSAA. We'll come back hoping for a big second half from Pioneer. Saline with the 9-point lead, 27-18 here at halftime.
Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sports skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
As we are about to get going, Freisteller to inbound right in front of us, over to Sampa. Sampa over half court. And Sampa for Pioneer over on the far wing, back over to Freisteller on far sideline. Gets it to Christian, top of the key. Christian picks up his dribble, moves it over to Juhas, just inside of half court. Over to Sampa, right in front of his own bench. Sampa now working against Sanderson to Christian, top of the key. Christian moves it over to Pasternak. Pasternak back over to Sampa right in front of his own bench. Over to Freisteller, just on the baseline on the far side of the basket. Back to Sampa, top of the key. On the near wing, Juhas with it. Juhas makes his way to the free throw line at the near elbow, picks it up, kicks it back to Pasternak. Pasternak comes top of the key, down the near side of the paint, puts up a hook. Christian with the rebound off the glass. Oh, rimmed out. Wouldn't go in. Hard luck miss. Here comes Saline the other direction as Sanderson gets it over to Rogers. That slips out of bounds. That will be Pioneer ball. 7:04 left to go here in the third. 9-point lead by Saline, 27-18. Sampa brings it ahead. Full court pressure by Sanderson as Sampa gets it over half court. Bounce pass to Christian, top of the key. Hands it. Thought he was going to hand it off to Pasternak. Now over to Freisteller. Freisteller at the near elbow. Over to Juhas in the near corner. Juhas trying to make his way down the baseline. Spins, double team back over to Sampa on the near wing. Sampa trying to get a little bit of room as Sanderson watching him. Sampa from the free throw line. That ball's just short out of bounds. That will be Saline ball. 6:34 left to go here in the third. 27-18. Saline continues with the 9-point lead as they inbound baseline right. Sanderson sends it in over to Baldwin and gets it back. Sanderson brings it ahead for Saline. Over half court. Sampa picks him up from there. Screen by Baldwin. That pulled away by Freisteller. But a whistle as that is going to be on Pasternak. Pasternak picks up his first foul. That is the first foul of the half. 6:22 left to go here in the third. Saline inbound, baseline left, gets it over to Freidig. Over on the far wing, Sanderson comes top of the key. Sanderson racing down the near baseline. Rogers now over on the far wing. That handed off, coming down. Rogers has it, puts it underneath the Messman. Messman trying to put it up, wouldn't go. Rolled off the front of the rim, but a whistle and a foul on Christian. Christian picks up his first foul. It is going to be the second foul on Pioneer this half. That is going to put Messman to the line, shooting 2. Messman puts up the first shot and drains it. That is 10 points for Messman. One more shot coming. Messman has made it an even 10, trying to make it an 11-point lead. Oh, that one went about a quarter of the way down and popped out. So it's a 10-point lead for Saline. Pioneer with the ball. Freisteller, top of the key, hands it off to Uhas. Uhas works his way around the arc to the near wing, then kicks it off over on the far wing to Freisteller. Freisteller comes down the baseline. Freisteller underneath the basket, puts it up. Just a little long, pulled down. Here comes Sanderson for Saline. Sanderson into the paint, trying to put it up. That blocked, and a whistle. That is going to be on Sampa. Second foul on Sampa, 3 fouls on Pioneers so far this half. Saline with no fouls. Sanderson puts up the first shot off the front, the back of the rim and in. Sanderson now has 11 points, trying to make it 12. It is now an 11-point lead. Second one up and good. Sanderson with 12 points. 30-18, 12-point lead by Saline. Pioneer with the ball. And Sampa brings it ahead. Bounces it over to Freisteller on the far wing. Over on the near wing, Sampa for 3. That off the back, and that's going to be out of bounds as it hit the strap, holding the basket down, what they use to crank the basket up, and anything that hits the apparatus holding it up is out of bounds. As looks like there's some moisture on the court as they throw one of the towels over, and Feidig as well as Sanderson trying to get it all taken care of. Saline to inbound. Sanderson brings it ahead, 30-18. Saline with the lead. 5:22 left to go here in the third. Sanderson gets a screen, now puts up a three-pointer, and they're going to call foul on Sampa. And on the three-pointer, that is going to be 3 shots for Sanderson. Third foul for Sampa. Sanderson to the line, shooting 3. First shot is up and good. Nothing but net for Sanderson. That makes it 13 points for Sanderson. He's got it to a 13-point lead. Second shot up and good. 14 points for Sanderson and 14-point lead. He's trying to make it 15. That third shot is up and good. He doesn't waste any time at the line. Sanderson puts it up, and he hit all 3. Uhas for Pioneer on the far sideline. Hands it off to Miles Powell. The Miles Powell gets it back from Freisteller. Miles Powell on the near wing. Fires it over. Uhas. Timeout called as coach wants to talk it over. 5:03 left to go here in the third. It's 33-18. 15-point lead by Saline. Well, let's play a quick message from the MHSAA. If I can get to play.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
5 minutes, 3 seconds left to go in the third. 33-18, Saline with the lead. Pioneer with the ball coming out of a timeout, looking to cut into that lead, trying to get it down to a 13-point lead or 12, depending on the type of shot they hit. As the Pioneer students across the way trying to extol Pioneer, trying to lend them some of their energy. Freisteller to inbound on the far sideline. Freisteller gets it back to Uhas in the backcourt. Uhas over half court. He's picked up by Baldwin. Uhas making his way around the arc, hands it off to Miles Powell. Miles Powell gets it on the near wing, now top of the key. Moves it over to Uhas on the far wing. Uhas comes down on the far elbow, picks up the dribble over to Freisteller. Now to Christian on the baseline. Christian trying to dribble his way into the paint, kicks it back over to Miles Powell. Underneath the Freisteller, up off the glass and in. Freisteller with 4 points. It is now a 13-point lead, 33-20. Saline with the ball and the lead. As Sanderson makes his way over onto the far wing, kicks it top of the key for Rogers, puts up a three-pointer. And off the rim, foul on Pasternak. Pasternak picks up his second foul. 5 fouls on Pioneer, none on Saline this half. Saline to inbound baseline left. That's going to be Baldwin to inbound. Baldwin gets it over to Rogers in the near corner. Rogers moves it over to Freydig. Freydig into near corner. Three-pointer off the rim by Rogers. Pioneer with the rebound. Here comes Pasternak over half court. Pasternak at the top of the key. Moves it over to Miles Powell. Miles Powell over to Freisteller down the paint. Freisteller puts up with the left hand. Off the glass in the front of the rim. Wouldn't go, but a foul called. First foul on Saline this half. Rogers picks up his first foul. It's only the second foul on Saline in this game. First shot is up by Freisteller. Would not go. Off the rim. Comes off to the near side. Mutinda back in for Pioneer. Freisteller's second shot is up and good. Nothing but net on that one. Freisteller with 5 points. It's a 12-point lead for Saline, 33-21. As Freydig brings it up at the top of the key for Saline, trying to get it on the far elbow to Messman. Messman underneath, pulled away by Freisteller. Freisteller over to Pasternak for Pioneer. Pasternak puts it off glass, finger roll with the right hand. Pasternak puts it in. He has 5 points. It's now a 10-point lead for Saline, 33-23. 3:35 left to go here in the third. As the ball, Sanderson trying to grab it, flips that over to Rogers. Timeout called by Saline as Pioneer had tipped that ball away. Saline wants to talk things over, trying to stop the Pioneer momentum. 3 minutes, 30 seconds left to go here in the third. Saline 33, Pioneer 23. Let's play a little push on to keep that momentum going. And 3 minutes, 30 seconds left to go here in the third. 33 points for Saline, 23 points for Pioneer. Pioneer has cut the lead. Saline had a game-high 15-point lead here in the third. Into the near corner, Freydig trying to get it underneath. Whistle. Mutinda picks up his second foul. That is the 6 on Pioneer. One more, that's going to put Saline into the bonus, shooting 1-1. As that skied out over to Messman. Messman gets it over. Now with it is Sanderson, just over half court. Sanderson puts it over on the far sideline for Rogers. Rogers races into the paint, loses the handle, out of bounds. Pioneer ball. 3:13 left to go. 33-23. Saline with the 10-point lead. Pioneer to inbound baseline left as that ball tried to escape out the hallway. Freisteller trying to inbound, full court pressure coming by Baldwin. Uhas back over to Freisteller. Pioneer with the ball. Freisteller on the far wing. Back over to Uhas. Uhas comes at the far elbow. Now dishes it off on the far sideline. Miles Powell drives the lane, trying to put it up. That tipped away. Pioneer ball as Pioneer will inbound baseline right. 3 minutes even left to go here in the third. Uhas inbound. Baseline right underneath his own basket. Uhas gets it. Three-pointer by Miles Powell. And off the near side of the rim, pulling it the other direction. Sanderson for Saline. Sanderson on the baseline, fires it all the way on the far side. Rogers for three, and off the rim, pulled down by Freisteller. Here comes Miles Powell for Pioneer. Down the paint, puts it up off glass. Off the rim, wouldn't go. Fell off the front, but a whistle and a foul. As Fidich picks up the foul. Or Fidich, yeah, first shot by Miles Powell would not go. One more shot coming for Miles Powell. Trying to get down to a single-point lead for Saline. That up and good. Powell hits nothing but net. That's his first point of the game. Sanderson brings ahead for Saline. Saline 33, Pioneer 24. 2:34 left to go here in the third. Sanderson on the far sideline. Sanderson trying to get it over on the near wing, over to Baldwin. Baldwin comes down the near side of the paint. Bounce pass over to Messman. Messman on the baseline, puts it up. That bounces off the back of the rim, out of bounds. Saline ball. 2:19 left to go here in the third. Saline to inbound, baseline left is Sanderson. Skies it out to Messman on the near wing. Messman gets that over to Wyden. Now Sanderson steps back about 6 feet off of the arc. Sanderson comes to the near elbow. Sanderson skies it over to Fidich. There's a shot, three-pointer off the rim by Baldwin. Pulled down by Freisteller. 2 minutes left to go in the third. Pioneer down by 10 with the ball. Uhas coming down the far sideline. Foul. That is going to be on Baldwin. Baldwin picks up his first foul. Third on Saline this half. 6 on Pioneer, 3 on Saline. Freisteller inbounds it, racing over. Little miscommunication. Saline with the ball. Kicked over to Wyden coming down the baseline as that's pulled down. Pioneer with the rebound. 1:43 left to go. Freisteller gets it over to Miles Powell on the far wing. Miles Powell over to Mutinda on the baseline. Mutinda trying to put up off glass, in and the basket. As his first shot was tipped away, but he got the rebound and fired it up. Mutinda with 4 points. Messman picks up his first foul. And Mutinda with an opportunity for an old-fashioned three-point play to get it down to only a 6-point lead. So Mutinda gets the ball at the line, dribbles, eyes the rim, puts it up. Off the back of the rim, off the front of the rim, falls away. Saline with the rebound. Coming ahead with it, Messman, Sanderson for Saline. Over half court, 33-26, 7-point lead for Saline. Sanderson hits it from the near elbow. Sanderson has 17 to lead all scorers. And it's 35-26. Pioneer with it on the baseline. Mutinda trying to put up a reverse layup. Has got caught on the underside of the basket, but a foul. Messman picks up his second foul. 6 on Pioneer this half, 5 on Saline. That'll put Mutinda to the line shooting 2. First shot is up off the back of the rim, the front of the rim, and popped out. One more shot coming. Pioneer trying to get it down to an 8-point lead. Second shot by Mutinda, rims out to the far side. As Fidich has it coming ahead, now Sanderson on the near wing. Sanderson comes top of the key. 1 minute, 2 seconds left to go. Here in the third, Baldwin on the far sideline working against Mutinda. Baldwin down the far side of the paint as he went down to the court, whistle blown. Mutinda picks up his third foul with 55.5 seconds left to go here in the third. As that is the 7th foul on Pioneer. So unless it's in the active shooting, and I believe it was, it'll be 1-1 from here on out. That shot, nope, that was 1-1, and he missed it. So Pioneer picks up the rebound. Here comes Uhas down the near side of the paint. That put up and in. Oh, it seemed to sit forever on the back of the rim before it decided to fall in. Juhas now with 4 points, again an opportunity to make a three-point play. It is a 7-point lead, 35-28. Saline with the 7-point lead. Pioneer again an opportunity to try and get it down to 6. That put up and in, nothing but net for Juhas. 35-29, 45 seconds left. Saline with the lead and the ball. Sanderson has it just over half court. Sanderson over to Baldwin on the far sideline. He's about 5 feet inside of half court. Saline looking to play for the last basket as racing down the near sideline, or I thought anyway, racing down the near sideline. Baldwin trying to bounce past it underneath. That goes out of bounds. Off of Pioneer, Saline will inbound baseline left with 24.5 seconds left to go. And it's skied all the way back out to Burnett over on the near wing. Baldwin gets it back to Sanderson just inside of half court. Juhas watching him. 14 seconds left to go here in the third. Saline bounce pass, trying to get it over the Feidig. That goes out of bounds. Again, Saline ball with 9.4 seconds left to go. Over to Sanderson in the backcourt. Juhas down, injured, as that ball on the far wing now put up. Juhas still down. That pulled down by Freisteller. As Juhas is down on the ground. As the trainer out to take a look at Juhas. 35-29 is the score at the end of the third. 6-point lead as Juhas down on the ground, as coach has his say with the officials. As both teams gathered around, coach down, it looked like Juhas somehow got caught in the head as he was holding his nose, writhing on the ground. We hope he's all right. As you love to see all these athletes playing their absolute guts out and everything. Juhas gets a round of applause as he comes off the court. Sampa's going to come in, 8 minutes up on the clock. 6-point lead by Saline, 35-29. 7 fouls on Pioneers, 6 fouls on Saline this half. Possession arrow points Saline's way as inbounding Wyden right in front of us. Wyden gets it to Sanderson. Sanderson brings it ahead. Sanderson over half court for the Hornets. Sanderson, top of the key, over to the far elbow, gets it over Messman for 3, and off the back of the rim, trying to pull it down. Mutinda with it for Pioneer. Pioneer down by 6. Sampa with the ball for Pioneer. Ahead to Mutinda. Mutinda ends up on the ground. Collision and a whistle. Sanderson picks up the foul. That's his first foul. 7 fouls on Pioneer, 7 fouls on Saline. Mutinda to the line. He's shooting 1 and 1. First shot is up and good by Mutinda. Mutinda with 5 points, trying to make it 6. It's now a 5-point game. If Mutinda can hit this, it will be a 4-point game. With 7:38 left to go here in the fourth. One more shot coming for Mutinda, who puts it up. Rims out, pulled down by Feidig. Bringing it ahead as here comes Rogers over half court for Saline. 35-30, Saline with the lead. Over on the far wing, it's Baldwin. Baldwin, bounce pass. Over to Sanderson on the baseline. Sanderson comes back out on the far sideline. Gets over to Baldwin in the paint. Now a three-pointer as that rattled home by Rogers as he sinks it. 3 points for Rogers, and it's a 38-30 lead by Saline. Into the paint. Miles Powell puts it up off glass. Pulled down by Feidig. Now the other direction. Here comes Saline. Feidig on the far side of the paint. Kicks that back over to Rogers. Rogers, top of the key. Moved over to Baldwin on the far sideline. Now skied to Sanderson. Sanderson down on the baseline, puts it up, pulled down by Mutinda. 38-30. Saline with the lead. Sampa bounce pass underneath for Pioneer. Freisteller puts it up and in. Freisteller with 7 points. Back to a 6-point lead by Saline, 38-32. 6:30 left to go here in the fourth. Sanderson over half court. Sanderson on the far wing. Whistle, and that goes over to Pioneer. Pioneer will have, it looks like that's a foul on Baldwin. Baldwin picks up his second foul. 8 fouls on Saline, 7 on Pioneer. Sampa for Pioneer at the free throw line. Gets it over to Miles Powell, just off the top of the key. Now back over to Sampa on the far sideline. As Sanderson on top of Sampa, bounce pass over to Christian, top of the key. Christian makes his way over onto the far wing, hands it off to Sampa. Sampa over to Pasternak on the far wing. Back over top of the key to Miles Powell. Now over to Freisteller on the far wing. Freisteller gets a screen from Christian. Three-pointer for Freisteller off the back of the rim, pulled down by Pasternak. Pioneer with the ball. Pasternak into the paint. Pasternak, bounce pass. Freisteller puts it up and in off the glass. Freisteller with 9 points, and it's a 4-point game. 38-34. Saline with the ball. 5:36 left to go here in the fourth. Sanderson comes over half court for Saline. Sampa picks him up there, now over on the near wing. Rogers with it, skies it over on the far side for Baldwin. Down, runs down the baseline. Now there's a shot up and off the glass, pulled down by Christian. And here comes Sampa for Pioneer down the far sideline. Sampa down the far side of the paint, picks it up underneath to Christian, up off the glass and in. Christian with 8 points, it's a 2-point game, 38-36. 5:03 left to go, and the Hornets want to talk things over. Let's play a little push on and keep you all fired up as a huge Pioneer comeback. They got it down to a 2-point game. Five minutes, 3 seconds left to go here in the fourth. In the second half, Saline had as much as a 15-point lead, if my recollection is fair anyway. I know it was at least up to 15. But Pioneer has made a run. They have it back to a 2-point lead. Both teams are in the bonus. 7 fouls on Pioneer, 8 on Saline. So 2 more fouls on Saline, and Pioneer will be in the double bonus. Freisteller, Christian, Pasternak, Miles Powell, and Sampa out there for Pioneer. Sanderson, Rogers, Baldwin, Feidig, as well as Messman out there for Saline. Saline inbounds the ball, baseline right. Sanderson brings it ahead. Sanderson over half court. Sanderson now at the top of the key, moves it over, pulled away by Christian. Christian over to Freisteller. Pioneer with an opportunity to tie. Freisteller up and in, and the basket and the foul is a hook up off the glass and in. Freisteller with 11 points. It's knotted up at 38 apiece. Freisteller to the line to put Pioneer ahead. And a technical called, as that'll be on Rogers. Rogers picks up the technical. as Freisteller did Pasnick pick up one as well? We'll take a look and see. As they're going to bring everyone back over as the officials talking things over and talking to the scorer's bench. We'll find out about it. 4:44. So technical's offset, so they will not shoot baskets, but Rogers picks up a technical and Pasternak picks up a technical. Freisteller to the line, trying to give Pioneer the lead. First time in the second half, and it is good. Freisteller leads all Pioneer scores with 12 points. Sanderson on the other side has 17 points to lead all scores. 39-38, Pioneer with the lead. Saline with the ball. Over half court is Sanderson. Sanderson top of the key. Sanderson gets it over, racing around Wyden. Hands it off to Feidig. Feidig on the baseline, kicks it over. Baldwin thought about the three. Now back over to Sanderson. Sanderson about 7 feet inside of half court. Sanderson, as Sampa works his way through a screen. Sanderson comes top of the key, picks up the dribble over to Messman on the far wing. Christian watching him. Messman down the baseline. Messman trying to put it up and in. Messman now has 12 points, and it is 40-39. Saline with the lead. Pioneer with the ball. Sampa on the far sideline. 3:55 left to go here in the fourth. Miles Powell on the near wing. Bounce pass underneath to Christian. Christian, and underneath a whistle. Christian picks up his second foul, and that goes over to Saline. By the way, 9 fouls on Pioneer, 10 on Saline. So Pioneer in the double bonus. One more foul, and Saline will be in the double bonus. Saline up by 1 as the ball over to Feidig. Now coming down. Bounce pass. Wyden has it at the free throw line. Moves it back over to Feidig. Feidig over on the near sideline for Baldwin. Baldwin trying to get it. Pasternak in a collision. Going for the ball. Pasternak picks up the 4th foul as he collided trying to get to the ball. 10 fouls on each team, so double bonus. Both teams will be shooting 2 free throws the rest of the way. First shot is up by Wyden and off the front of the rim. Wyden with an opportunity now to make it a 2-point lead as it's 40-39 with 3:23 left to go. Second shot by Wyden is good. Wyden with his first points of the game. He has 1. 2-point lead by Saline. Pioneer with it. Freisteller has it top of the key. 41-39. Saline with the lead. Underneath to Christian. Christian up off the glass. Wouldn't go. Gets the rebound and up off the glass and in again. Christian with 10 points, and we're tied up again. 41 apiece with 3:03 left to go here in the fourth. Saline brings the ball up. Wyden has it over half court. Pasternak watching him. On the far sideline is Feidig. Bounce pass on the baseline. There's a three-pointer. Sanderson off the rim, pulled down by Pasternak. Over to Sampa. Sampa quickly ahead for Freisteller for Pioneer. Freisteller with the long 2, and he hits it. 14 points for Freisteller. Pioneer with the 2-point lead, 43-41. Now Sanderson from the baseline puts it up and drains it. Sanderson leads all scorers with 19 points. We're tied again at 43 points apiece. Miles Powell for Pioneer. Kicks it over to Sampa. Sampa underneath. Puts up Miles Powell. Puts it in. Miles Powell with 3 points. Pioneer back to a 2-point lead. 45-43. Saline brings it ahead. Feidig has it over half court. 2:05 left to go. Sanderson comes to the paint, puts it up high off the glass. Somehow still hits it. 21 points for Sanderson, and we're tied up at 45 apiece. Freisteller for Pioneer on the near wing. Into the near corner for Pasternak. Pasternak back to Freisteller, top of the key down the far side of the paint. Freisteller puts it up and in. Rattled around, but found its way home. And 16 16 points for Freisteller as he's found his groove, 47-45. Saline with the ball. Freydig has it. Bounce pass over to Sanderson on the near wing. Sampa watching him. Sanderson in the near corner. As that's going to be a foul on Sanderson or a foul on Sampa as he tried to pop it from behind. That is the 4th foul on Sampa. That is going to put Sanderson to the line. Shooting 2. He has an opportunity to tie it up. He puts it up and misses it, as he had a game-high 22 points, trying to make it 23. Opportunity now to put it to a single-point game, and he did. Pioneer with the 1-point lead. Timeout called with 1 minute, 28 seconds left to go here in the 4th. Let's set it up. Pioneer 47, Saline 46, 128 left to go. Both teams are in the bonus, double bonus. They're shooting 2 each time they're fouled. Taking a look at Pioneer leading the way now. Freisteller has really come on here in the 4th. He has 16 points, 10 for Christian. 5 for Pasternak, 5 for Mutinda, 5 for Juhas, 3 for Sampa, and 3 for Powell. On the other side, it's Sanderson leading all scorers with now 22 points. Messman has 12, 6 for Feidig, 3 for Rogers, 2 for Burnett, and 1 for White. 1 for White. It was as much as a 15-point lead here in the second half. Pioneer with a 1-point lead, 1:28 left to go. As it's been a great comeback for Pioneer. They have the ball, baseline left, and every single possession just becomes that much more important. As foul troubles, by the way, Pasternak with 4 fouls, Mutinda with 3 fouls, Sampa with 4 fouls. Christian with 2. On the other side, it's Messman with 2 fouls, Feidig with 2 fouls, Rogers with 2 fouls, and Baldwin with 2 fouls. Here comes Sampa for Pioneer on the far sideline, gets it over to Miles Powell. Miles Powell comes top of the key, kicks it off over to Pasternak on the near wing. Pasternak gets a screen from Christian. Now on the far sideline, Miles Powell with it. It's a screen from Christian, trying to work his way through traffic, gets it over to Freisteller on the far sideline. Back over to Sampa, just inside of half court. Sanderson comes out to meet him. Sampa calls for a screen. Now trying to dribble his way, bounce pass over to Christian, over to Freisteller. Freisteller on the far sideline. Dribbles to the free throw line, moves it over to Christian on the baseline. Foul called. No basket. 43.8 seconds left to go. Messman picks up the foul. Again, by the way, no shot clock in Michigan high school basketball. So shooting 2 is Christian. Big free throws here. First one is up and good. 11 points for Christian. It's a 2-point lead. Christian has an opportunity to make a 3-point lead. It's one more shot coming. That is up and good. Christian nails them both. Nothing but net. And it is a timeout call with 43.8 seconds left to go. Saline wants to discuss it and set up what they need to do as Pioneer has the 3-point lead, 49-46. Let's play a little push on and hope to keep the momentum going. Tomorrow we'll have an audio-only broadcast of the Pioneer men's hockey playoff game out at Brighton, 5 o'clock. So check out that audio broadcast. We'll have Pioneer women's basketball on that rescheduled game after the ice day the other week. That'll be senior day. That will be on Thursday. We should be able to do both the JV and the varsity. We will not be able to do the next Pioneer men's basketball game on Friday, as we will be in Burton, Michigan for the CC CCWHA playoffs, as we will be broadcasting 12 games this weekend, hockey games this weekend for the CCWHA playoffs. 43.6 seconds left to go as Feidig gets it over, stolen away by Freisteller, over to Sampa, who's fouled. 33.4 seconds left to go. 3-point lead by Pioneer. Turnover by Saline leads to a Sampa foul. I believe that was Sanderson on the foul. That is his second. Sampa can make it a two-possession game, and first one is up and goodbye, Sampa. 4 points for Sampa, one more shot coming. He can make it a 5-point lead for Pioneer. Up, off the back, and rebound by Freisteller. Pioneer with the ball as they're going to have to foul with no shot clock. 28.6 seconds left to go. Baldwin picks up his third foul, and to the line, shooting two, is Miles Powell. As it's a 4-point lead, Miles Powell can make it a big 6-point lead. Miles Powell puts it up and would not go. Bounced off the rim, off the glass, fell away. Again, an excellent opportunity trying to make it a 5-point lead here. Miles Powell, one more shot coming, puts it up, puts it in. Nothing but net on that one. Powell with 4 points. Pioneer up by 5, 51-46. As Sanderson brings it over half court. Sanderson for Saline. Gets it over to Baldwin into the near corner. Three-pointer by Wyden. That off of the rim. Sanderson with the rebound. He puts up a three-pointer and hits it. As Sanderson with three, as it is now 25 points for Sanderson. 11.6 seconds left to go. It is a 2-point lead, 51-49. Baldwin picks up his fourth foul. And it's going to put Miles Powell to the line with 11.6 seconds left to go. Big free throws here. A 2-point lead. Powell can make it up to a 4-point lead. There's lots of pressure. Powell bends the knees, puts it up, puts it in. Powell with 5 points, few bigger than that one. 3-point lead. Powell can make it a 4-point lead. Up and in! Powell nails them both. 4-point lead as here comes Saline coming down the near sideline. Sanderson puts it up as that off the rim, pulled down by Christian with 4 seconds left to go. Coming down, Miles Powell, and that will do it. Pioneer upsets Saline 53-49, coming back from a 15-point deficit in the second to beat the rival Saline Hornets. Again, we'll be on the air tomorrow for the Pioneer Men's Varsity Hockey Playoff Game, audio-only broadcast. Tomorrow we'll have that for you. For my camera person, Christina Wiseman, my name is Mark Wiseman. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting these wonderful, amazing athletes. And have a fantastic rest of the evening. I might not have a voice left. Take care.